Hello everybody and welcome back to another CRL video. We are beginning week number 1 of League Play. We've all been waiting for this and now we finally start getting to see some answers. Over the past few weeks, we've been analyzing teams through qualifiers. We've been trying to rank them as best as we can, and so many people hate me for it, but that's okay because now the teams get to prove me wrong. Or right. It's 50-50, one way or the other. There's two options there. I'm super excited to be able to go through this all. Right below us we have all the rosters. Go just pause if you want to look through them all. We're not going to go through them. That's 32 teams to get through. What we do have though is 10 matches that we're going to be predicting today. So how CRL League Play is set up this semester, because the B stream sadly got disbanded, there are now community streams in its place. So on Tuesday, Bass from the Past is going to be streaming 3 matches. On Wednesday, Chixa is going to be streaming 3 matches. And then on Thursday, the main stream on twitch.tv/Rocket League. By the way, all 3 Twitch channels will be down in the description below. I just hit my mic. I hope that didn't do anything bad. Mainstream will have 5 matches. However, Fisher Black was supposed to be in the first match and something came up and it hasn't been rescheduled yet. We have no idea who's going to play. So I'm just leaving that blank because I got to get this video out. And yeah, so let's go ahead and just get right into our predictions. Normally at the start of each video for each week, I'll go over the recap of the previous week, but it's the start, so we don't have anything to recap. I guess we can recap the grudge matches that just happened last night. Maryville 4-0'd Columbia College Navy, aka the main Columbia College team. Northwood Blue 4-1'd WVU, which was a crazy upset as well. Well, not crazy upset, but like, mild upset. Illinois State beat Oklahoma Christian 4-3. Illinois State actually looked really good. Like really good. Like Sith. Woo! Wow. That guy was on fire. And then Kansas 4-3 against Missouri S&T. So there you go. Recap that. Woo. Okay. Recap done. On to the predictions. And as I said before, we do have 10 predictions for us tonight. Normally we'll have 11. I don't know if it's always going to be on Bass's and Chicks' streams for Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't know if there's like, if the other casters are also going to get in on that. There's also other matches that will be happening on other community streams, just like individual ones. But these are like the 3 that were scheduled from the get-go. Actually, I think I can check. Okay, yeah, so actually, next week is going to be Unvaudable and Danger Taco. So they're going to be switching it up. But let's go ahead and just right away get started with our predictions. Starting on our matches, Northwood White against Illinois State. And I just talked about Illinois State looked really good against Oklahoma Christian. It was a very close matchup. Both teams played really well. Illinois State, though, a lot of people reference it as the No Mansion team. Obviously, No Mansion is the star player on that team. Sith and CG just aren't given much respect compared to No Mansion. Everyone just sees it as him carrying. Sith absolutely popped off against Oklahoma Christian, and CG wasn't playing badly at all. I don't remember a single mistake he honestly made. So Illinois State actually looking really good, but they're going up against Northwood White, who are also looking really good. We barely see them this semester, but qualifier 1, I mean, they dominated it. Adam, Buddy, Nitrous, 3 incredible players. I'm obviously going to give this one to Northwood White. It's going to be 3 for Northwood White, and then I'm debating between 1 or 2 for Illinois State. I'm going to say 1 for Illinois State. I'm also going to change the formatting of this to make it look just a tiny bit better. There we go. That should look much better. I'm going to give 1 to Illinois State. I don't think it's going to be like a sweep or a blowout by any means. But I do think Northwood White will definitely be taking it. Even if it goes to game 5, I don't think that it'll be that close that I could give it to Illinois State, really at all. Second match of the night, I think is going to be really close. Ball State against Akron Gold. Now, this is honestly a tough one for me because I just recently did my rankings. If you hadn't checked out that video already, make sure to go do that. I put Ball State at number 11. Actually, I put Illinois State below Ball State. That definitely changed after I saw Illinois State playing against Oklahoma Christian last night. Illinois State definitely above Ball State. I think that they're going to be fighting, honestly, for top 8. So we'll just have to see. Akron Gold I put at 13th. So it's pretty much like 12 versus 13 in my eyes right now. So this is going to be a very close match. I think on paper it goes to Ball State 100% of the time. It's just that issue that Ball State's been having of those nerves, of that nervousness on the pitch. But I think Ball State's going to take this. I'm going to say 3-2. It's going to be pretty close in my eyes. I think Ball State will just find enough. I think that this is actually a really good match for them to start off with as their first stream match, because it is a lower ranked team in my eyes of the East. And if they were starting off against a great school, I think it would have honestly been a sweep, but they should be able to they need to be able to take that match. Akron Gold, they definitely have the chance to take that match. It'd be great for them to try and start pushing for an upset top 8, but we'll have to see. And then we had Columbia Silver against Kansas. Now, the really big thing about that grudge match against Missouri S&T is that everyone had a lot of questions about Kansas, because in all the off season tournaments, Kansas has been doing pretty well. On NACE, they're doing well. They beat Boise State, all that kind of stuff. But in qualifiers, it was kind of questionable because they hadn't beaten any teams that actually showed that Kansas was here. And me personally, I don't take much weight in those other tournaments. I take CRL qualifiers seriously. I take league play seriously. I'm going to be taking the opens seriously, and I'm taking summer series seriously unless there was a roster change. Kansas didn't have much because in summer, 2 teams disqualified from their pool before they got swept by Montreal. In qualifier 1, they beat Long Beach before losing to, oh goodness, I can't remember who Kansas lost to. But editor me is going to put a little text thing below. And then in qualifier 2, they just didn't play against any CRL teams because they won their pool. But Kansas just hasn't been really pushed much. They were finally pushed in their match against Missouri S&T in that grudge match. Going to game 7, they actually were down 1-3 and came back for it. And it seemed like a really big part of that is their coach, Prof. Sports Psych, awesome guy. Seems to really have a great gauge of what the team needs, and it seemed to come down a lot to nervousness and communication. And having a literal sports psych degree as their coach, I think is going to actually help them greatly with that. So as long as he's there, I think this will be a close match. I've been dragging on a lot about other stuff. Columbia Silver versus Kansas, the match that we are predicting. I definitely think that this should be in Columbia Silver's favor. Just going to put it out there immediately. Kansas, though, have the opportunity to definitely upset Columbia Silver. Columbia Silver is one of those teams that I definitely feel like they're going to have a couple losses this season that they shouldn't have. To 10-12 kind of team losses when Columbia Silver should be 6th seed. Kansas is trying to push for that 6th seed, so this will definitely be an important one for them. I'm going to say 3-2 in favor of Columbia. I think Kansas keeps it close as long as Sauce is playing well. That's really their big thing, is that Sauce needs to be performing in the match. Otherwise, Kansas is getting destroyed. He's their main star. So we'll just have to see for Kansas. I think that this one will be a close one. Unlike Northwood, White, and Illinois, unlike Ball State and Akron Gold, I think that this is really an even match for the most part, Columbia Silver versus Kansas, but I'm going to edge out Columbia silver. Then, moving on to Wednesday, we have Borregos Monterrey against Maryville. And as of recording this, Monday night, we already have 4 CRL matches in. One of those is Borregos, who played Boise State on the Boise State stream. Um, it wasn't close at all. Borregos not looking super great. And I think a big part of that is the fact that Absorbent Karma is not playing. Um, he is now their coach. He was their like star player, I think a lot of people would say. But Absorbent Karma is not playing for them anymore. Instead, he can just coach from the sideline. Maryville just swept Columbia in their show match. I'm also not going to take these show matches as like the written text. I don't put much weight in them either, honestly. Um, but this should be a sweep for Maryville. I have Maryville over Columbia College in my rankings. If they're not sweeping Borregos, they don't belong top 2. That's all I can say. And then we get to what is one of the craziest matches of week 1. I didn't expect to see one of this already, but I guess it makes sense because there are 4 schools with 2 teams in CRL. This is an issue, people, that we will discuss another day. Let me know if you actually want to hear about that issue in the comments below. Interactions make for good YouTube videos. Akron Blue against Akron Gold. This one should be pretty one-sided in Akron Blue's favor. But I believe in the spring when they played, Akron Gold upset? Okay, no. So Akron Zips Blue did win in a game 5 though. And also the 2 Akron teams both ended 9-6. Only issue is that Akron Gold has 2 new players in Trevor and Emilio. And I'm sorry, Akron Gold. I like Trevor and Emilio. They're great guys. But I don't think that's an upgrade. I think that's a pretty big downgrade, especially since Patty, who was on Akron Gold, moved to Akron Blue. I'm gonna say it 3-1. I think Gold can take a game. I think Gold can take a game. Just a game though. And then here comes the bias. Colorado State against Dragonas Carolina. I think we already see where this is going, guys. I think we already see where this is going. Obviously, CSU's going to win this match. Like, I mean, come on. For one, Dragonas nearly got perfect swept by Boise today. Boise State went 2-0 against the Mexican teams, 6-0 in games. In fact, Dragonas Carolina didn't score a single goal until game number 3 and partway through it. So they didn't score a single goal for like, I think 12 or 13 minutes. Come on. I mean, Dragonas, I'm giving them a game. This is going to be CSU's first match of league play. These guys, they're going to be trying their hardest. They're going to be doing their best, but I do think there are going to be a little bit of nerves. It's Vigil's first match in CRL. It's Ari's first match in CRL. Obviously, it's not H's. He'll be fine. But CSU have no reason to be losing this match. If they lose this, I will look like a complete fool, a biased fool. So, I have that to lean back on. But CSU really should be taking this match against Carolina. And then we go over to the mainstream where we skip that first match and go to Brewton-Parker versus Rochester. Now, this is actually a really crazy week 1 match on the mainstream for me because I've been, I don't want to say unintentionally, but unintentionally ragging on Rochester for so long. I have Rochester at 16th. I put Brewton-Parker at 15th, which I think is actually really fair for Brewton-Parker as well. So my 15th versus 16th East teams going out at week 1. I mean, if Rochester put up a good performance here, that's an easy like 13-12, like at least bumping up a few. And I'm going to give it to Rochester. I'm actually going to give it to Rochester in 5. In 5. It's going to be really close. Okay, Rochester, don't get your hopes up here. I think that Rochester, since they've been around in CRL so long, will have a strong week 1. They'll have a decent week 1. and then things might falter, okay? When they play the actual top dogs of the East. So, Rochester, giving you this one, okay? It's a truce. It's a truce. Make sure that you get a prove me wrong in my power rankings. Gotcha? Okay. Because if I pick Rochester and then they lose, never hearing the end of that. Then we have Oakland against Akron Gold. Oakland, the team that I have actually on par with both Rochester and Brewton-Parker, against Akron Gold, who I believe I put right above Oakland. Wow, we're getting a lot of really close seeded matchups in this one. Zed a good job on those. I'm gonna give this one. Oh, this is tough. This is a really tough one, in all honesty. I'm gonna skip it. We're skipping it. We're just moving on because I need more time to think about that. Like I go into these videos, by the way, guys, with very little planning. The ranking ones, I had more planning. These predictions, zero planning. I'm not gonna plan any of these. I'm gonna go with my gut on the moment. Speaking of going with my gut, Oklahoma Christian 3-0 Dragones. I don't think it'll be close. And hey, Colorado State's back here against St. Edwards. Now we've actually played once this semester in qualifier number 1. And almost every single game scoreline was 5-1 in favor of St. Edwards. St. Edwards crushed CSU 6-0 to get a bracket reset in qualifier number 1. I don't think the CSU boys are going to hate me for this. I think they're expecting it to. I can only have so much CSU bias, okay? St. Edwards 3-0. St. Edwards are supposed to be the top dogs of the West, and they better prove it here. Hey, though, I would like an upset, okay? I won't predict the upset because that's dumb. I'm not going to look stupid on video. At least that's stupid. But if CSU upset, hey, I'd take it. And then we have Oakland against Akron Gold. I'm going against my power rankings. I don't know why, but Raz has just been in my face all week. He's been messaging me all week in the CRL channel about Oakland and how they're so good, and Stockton and other teams and all this stuff, and it's in my head. And if I choose Akron Gold and then Oakland wins, I want to get more of it. So Ross has convinced me through what is, I would say, psychological torture to choose Oakland 3-2. Okay? We're choosing Rochester, get them off my back. We're choosing Oakland to get them off my back. You guys can obviously tell. People get in my heads. People are getting in my head about these rankings. I hope that I'm not wrong. Okay? I just have to hope I'm not wrong. I'm contradicting myself already. And there's my ranking. Okay, there's my. I feel bad about this. I feel bad about this, guys. I normally go with my gut, and my gut's just constantly changing. I think this is the first time doing these predictions, because I've done them for past semesters as well, that people actually are listening to me, right? Okay, we're going on a mini rant to end the video. If you're done with the video, you can just end here. We're getting a few more minutes of retention if you want to listen to Shu ranting. This is the first semester that people are actually taking me seriously, which is so strange. Like, I don't know what it is, but like, not only am I having my hottest takes, now that I'm actually like trying to take my content seriously, people are starting to listen to the hot takes for the first time. And so it's like, I don't know. I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting for people to take my rankings seriously. Obviously, I am taking these seriously. I believe in everything that I say in this video, on my rankings, on my colleague rankings, everything like that. I take all of that super seriously. I believe in every number that I put out there. But now that I have people constantly ragging on me, I don't do well with negativity. I'm not gonna lie. I don't do well with negativity. Um, it's fine that people are doing it. There's zero hate to anyone, but I think it's going to get to me. I think it's going to get to me. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Positive or negative, ragging on me or bowing down to my absolute genius. I don't know. All right. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. You guys know the drill. Appreciate you guys listening to my stupidity. And I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye. I hit the mic. I hit. Oh goodness! I hit the mic. Oh god. Okay. And the stream.